All right, so this one tells me the limit as h approaches 0. So if you put a 0 there, of course, you're going to get a 0 in the denominator. We need to rationalize that thing. So I'm just going to rationalize it over there. All right, I can see we've got big, you know, those thingy, square roots. So that means I'm going to, remember it's two terms. They're separated by that minus there, by the minus in the middle. So I'm going to have to make it a plus that one there. So I'm going to open the brackets and write x plus h, close the parenthesis, all squared, plus 1. Now all of that is beneath the square root. The next thing I need to do is to switch the sign, make it a plus. And now I need to use x squared and then plus the 1, and all of that should be beneath the radical sign. It's all of that. So I must do the same thing even at the bottom, correct?
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to put it there. But I personally love to do this and say, hey guys, remember this thing, it's in the bracket, and also that one, it's in the bracket. The whole lot at the top is in the bracket, and also to tell myself I am multiplying, but some they don't show it because they know they are multiplying. It's a multiplication. Yeah. Then I do that. There we go. All right, so next step, we are going to have limit, and then as h tends or approaches or get closer to 0. All right, numerator, we already know how to figure it. We square the first one, the square root will drop off, isn't it?
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to keep it in the parenthesis. So I have x plus the h, close the parenthesis, squared, then plus the 1. Now that's the first term. Now the next term here, that sign of the sign, of course, it should be minus. So I'm going to keep minus. What's coming needs to be squared, meaning when I square that square root, the square root will be gone. I'm going to put that in parentheses because the minus will affect both the terms under the square root. That's what we've got. Do we see? Do you see that? All right, then all over. At the bottom, I don't need to worry because I know what I'm about to do. It must cancel all the h. So multiply by that. Let me parenthesize that or put it in brackets like that. We good, right?
Yes.
Right. Remember the bottom, you don't have to worry because it's not conjugating. You can leave it as it is. All right.
Yes.
Yeah. Because the answer will just come out right. But if you want to simplify it, you can, but you're just wasting your time and complicating your life. Right at the top, let's talk about at the top here. When I foil that thing, okay, let me bring it a little bit down there. When you foil that, we've got x squared, middle term will be plus 2 xh, and then plus the h squared, and then the 1 which is outside plus the 1. The yellow one becomes negative x squared minus the 1. Okay, let's investigate the top. Look at the x squared. You see x squared and a negative x squared. The 1 and the 1 will drop. Can you see that?
Yes, yes.
Right, so let me get rid of them. So I'm going to get rid of the x squared and those ones. Okay, I'm going to get rid of that. All right. But you can tell that numerator, that's like we can pull out h as common vector. Do you see that?
Yes.
All right. It's because I want to do it one time. Let me push it aside and pull out the h as common vector. Because we don't want the h at the bottom, it must zap out. So we now have 2x and then plus the h, close the bracket. So the stuff that I'm giving you today, this is like exam type stuff. Yeah, these are the one you should master. The one I was giving you textbook. All right, so it's like all over the H. So the H and the H zaps out. We together on that one, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so now let's test the denominator. If I put 0 here by the H, no, sorry, by the X, sorry, yeah, by the H, sorry, by the H here. Well, I'm left with x squared plus 1 plus at the bottom x squared plus 1. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We good, right?
Yes.
All right, so let me do the substitution one time now. I'm now doing substitution, no need to write limits. So that means I've got 2x and then plus the 0. All right, that's the numerator. In place of h, I did put the 0. And then right at the bottom, I'm going to have open the parentheses. I've got x in place of h, put a 0, and then you're going to square that plus the 1, but all of that must be under the square root, and then plus, again, well, here there's no need to substitute because there is no h. Remember, our job is to substitute in place of h. So,
Yes.
yeah, so there we go. So this is what we got. So let me remove the other mess, all this other junk here, because we already have it. There we go. So at the top, you simply left with 2x. Right at the numerator, it's actually 2x. And then right at the bottom. All right, I want you to look at this one. Yeah, it's actually x squared here. It's actually x squared here.
Yeah.
Can you see that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus 1. It looks like that one, doesn't it?
Yes, the exact same thing.
So it's two like terms. So then I can write 2 of the same. So it's going to be 2. And then I need the square root. And then it's going to be x squared plus the 1.
Plus.
The 2 and the 2 will cancel out. And then my final answer will be x all over. Because it's like time. It's like saying x plus x. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then we have all over x squared plus 1. So that's where we'll stop. We don't have numerals because we've got another variable there. So
Yeah.
so that one is